Hey guys, happy 420 somewhere. Today we have two quick stories, one in New York and one about the primary election happening in Texas for governor. So first up, in New York City, we had done a story about a week ago about the kind of strange deal, limbo deal that's happening in New York City right now, which is that marijuana is legal, yet there is no marketplace open and there are no licenses given out. So then there are businesses that are still selling marijuana, but they're selling it via donation or via club membership or other ways to go around it. And they are just kind of existing out in the open. One of the bigger ones is Empire Cannabis Club that has 2 locations now. They work through club memberships. So you get a club membership for the day and then you can buy marijuana within there on that day, even though you're technically gifted the marijuana. This entire story has kind of become an interesting thing to watch closely because the Cannabis Control Board in the state has sent letters to all of these businesses that are cease and desist letters, basically. They are told that they need to stop their business if they want to get licenses when the marketplace eventually opens up. Empire Cannabis Club was one of those places that was sent a letter, and they are just ignoring the letter. That's what they're doing, that's their plan. So they're gonna continue operating, and not only that, they're going to open up a 3rd location in the Bronx. So they are completely adamant that they are existing within the law and that they won't get in trouble. So they're basically trying to call the Cannabis Control Board's bluff. It'll be interesting to see how they punish Empire Cannabis Club, or if they even do punish Empire Cannabis Club, because it's not gonna be a good look if they do. So this is gonna be a story that we'll keep watching, especially with the Empire Cannabis Club. We'll see how they are dealt with up until the license is being given out either the end of this year or the beginning of 2023. And then moving on to Texas, which right now, today, Tuesday, March 1st, is having its primary election. It had advanced voting ever since February, or ever since a while ago, January or so. And now today is the final day where we're gonna find out which governor candidates are going to move on. There are some people that seem to be front runners. There's Beto O'Rourke on the Democrat side. There's obviously incumbent Greg Abbott, the Republican governor, and there are quite a few in between. One of the main reasons that we're talking about them is because a local newspaper in Texas, Star-Telegram, asked not all, but 12 candidates what their stances are on marijuana. And honestly, the results are a little bit surprising to me, because of those 12, 7 are in favor completely of full recreational legalization. And that's a majority of candidates already right there. Obviously, on the Democrat side, every single candidate is for legalization. They're so for it that they're adamant, and they give like paragraph responses to this question. There are a good amount of Republican candidates who are not for recreational legalization, but they're for medicinal, which is what they have now in the state. So they're just happy how it is. There are some that are completely against it because that is just against their morals. For instance, Alan B. West, he says, "I will not support the legalization of recreational marijuana or any other narcotic in the state of Texas, period." That's just how he feels. And then the incumbent, Greg Abbott, has kind of a workaround political answer to the question, which is like he has legalized CBD in the state. He likes the medicinal market. However, he's worried about what he sees other states doing with recreational marijuana, so he doesn't want to go there, yet he's willing to talk about it. It's very much a workaround to the actual answer, but he's basically saying he likes it how it is. But the whole point of this story is that it's fantastic to see Texas, the stalwart of conservative ideals, the place that we all think of when we think of Republicans, that state right there being one where the majority of candidates running for governor are in favor of marijuana being legal recreationally. And it's a very cool thing to see. It'll be interesting to see what happens today with the primary and who goes forward, and it will be extra interesting to see how this plays out in November when the actual election takes place. And that's all we have today. It was a quick one. We'll be back later this week with some more marijuana stories, and we'll see you then.